Hello there, good vibes Earthlings. How are you doing today? I hope you're fine and full of love and good vibes. On today's episode, with the help of our mighty and loving Creator, we shall be spreading our message of love and peace to the whole world together with you by reacting to good vibes videos that we have in store for us. And also, my friend, hearing from a book here, the Book of Wisdom, which contains some words that might add hope in our lives today. And all this will be for the intention of impacting the whole world with unity, good vibes, and love. Now, child of God, you are of great help in this channel by leaving your perspectives in the comment section down below and hitting that like button. Together, we can make a significant change in this world. I am Y311H. I welcome you today, my friend. Let me share with you these words from the Book of Wisdom so you might get what I'm telling you. These ones might add hope to your life and feed your soul with wisdom. This is what it says from 1 Samuel 7, verse 3. And Samuel said to the whole house of Israel, if you are returning to the Lord with all your hearts, then rid yourselves of the foreign gods and the Ashtoreths, and commit yourselves to the Lord, and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. Serve your God with all your heart, and he will deliver you. Interesting, right? Let's talk with this wonderful creator and ask them, good vibe soul, to join us and guide us through today's show as we spread love. Full of mercies, love, kindness, Father, and goodness. We come before you today in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for your love, Father. Thank you for this minute that you have been gathered here together with your beautiful child, today's viewer, Father. Thank you for their lives. Dear Lord, as we react to today's videos together with this child of yours, thank you for the blessings that you shall pass to them in their lives, Father. Thank you for the renewal of their hearts and minds, Father. Thank you for your mercies and forgiveness of all their sins, dear Lord. We give you glory. Thank you for the good time that you shall give us in today's episode. Father, may you protect and cover us till the end, dear Lord, and we shall be grateful and thankful for that. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in, good vibes, souls.
Angel numbers aren't real. You don't believe me? Let me prove you wrong. Look at the clock. Tell me what time it is. Put it in the comments. Now take that time and go and look it up and tell me the meaning wasn't so accurate, so perfect, that it was exactly what you needed in this moment. The message was everything that you've been going through. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Everything is happening in a divine timing, divine synchronization. You're seeing this video exactly when you needed this message. Tell me what the message is. Tell me, did it support you? And tell me, was I wrong or was I right? Angel messages are real. They are trying so desperately to communicate with you. Trust me. Every day, in every way, the signs are there. If you look, if you ask, it shall be given. You just have to develop the language of communication in a different way through signs and symbols and messages between you and your angels. All right, love you. See you in the next one.
What has been happening when people die here since 10,500 BC? Most of them get hijacked. As soon as you die, your consciousness starts to raise in frequency and your body starts to drop in frequency until they separate and sever. What normally happens is your consciousness keeps raising in frequency, and then it will go up and connect to your D5 level of self. That's where you see the light at the end of the tunnel in your death experiences. That's when you're connecting with the center of your soul matrix in D5. What these wormholes and the people who run them have been doing is they have been literally sealing off the ability to make that transition out of this planetary system into the next density level. They have been siphoning off people when they die and dragging them into Phantom Matrix. There's a whole bunch of them there that know this is the time they can get out. And after this time, that matrix is going to be closed. It's going to be literally probably millions of years before anybody tries to go back in there, because It's a place that almost took this matrix down, trying to save it. So right now, there's a whole bunch of people, and people that aren't in bodies anymore, that are trying to get the heck out. So if we start to see tragedies and things happening.
Did y'all know while you pregnant, the genes of the father of your children can pass on to you? What? I was just watching a video and this guy asked people in the comments what symptoms stayed with them even after giving birth to the women. And I was reading through the comments, and one lady, she is Korean and her husband is black, and she was pregnant with their children, and she said she did not have the gene of BO, but once she got pregnant and had the kids, she produces BO, and her hair went from straight to curly because of his genes. And as I'm reading through the comment, I'm like, what? And it's true. Because as the cells of your babies grow, sometimes they can mutate your cells or spread to you, and you can literally ingest the father of the children's genes. My mind is blown. So this explains so much, because sometimes the way women are during pregnancy and after pregnancy, you completely change. And that's why it's so important for you to have a baby with the right person, and for that person to treat you better than ever before, because you are literally mutating. You are literally changing. Not only are you changing in order to bring life into this world, you are ingesting that person's genes, that person's cells, that person's like chromosomes, like that. If this does not put pressure on you to wait and have a baby with the right person, I don't know what else will. I don't know what else will. Because if you have a baby with someone who already doesn't treat you well, if you have a baby with someone who didn't even want the baby, if you impregnate a woman and you don't treat her with peace, with love, with care, she literally will change genetically whether she likes it or not. I mean, if that does not push you to become a better human for that woman as she's bringing life into this world, I don't know how to convince you. And then also, like, as a generation, as a woman, before you sleep with that person, before you let that person in with absolutely no protection, I pray you see this video, and I pray you put that in your mind, that whatever and whoever that man is, you are putting him inside you. Literally, figuratively, all of the above. Like, you're not just birthing a version of him. Himself, his genes, his cells are also going to alter yours. Like, think about that. He not only is going to change your life outwardly, he's going to change your life inwardly as well. This just really makes me realize when God really said procreating is for a man and a wife, and the person that I have appointed for you, that's how serious it is. And we are now seeing for decades and decades and decades products of people who did not take that seriously. Like, products of single homes, or products of children that were not planned, that were not loved, that came into this world, but genetically they were already going to start off on a bad foot. Like, if the mother was not simply happy, if the mother did not have a great pregnancy, regardless, she is changed forever, whether she likes it or not. So women, be careful who impregnates you. Their genes can quite literally change you, and you will become their genes.
Huh? Wow, that's quite interesting. Did you know that it's possible good vibes those? You see? There's lots of things that go on in this world, my friend, that some are hidden to us. Some, my friend, are mysteries that we cannot realize by just looking with our own eyes. But thanks to God, through fellow Earthlings living their perspectives in the videos you have seen and what they know, we get to understand different things and different concepts from different Earthlings' shoes in this world together. I hope you also leave your thoughts down below on the things we have just seen up to this point. But my friend, hold on till the end because what's coming up is even more interesting than what we've just seen. Let's continue watching and spread good vibes to the whole world.
You can't make this shit up. There was a 6th grader who did a science thing. His mother's in it, has a PhD. I'm going to get to it here soon. But do cats' buttholes touch the surfaces that they sit on? They did the scientific method. They bought non-toxic lipstick and applied it to the cat's anuses and then gave the cats commands. These cats were trained from kittenhood to like sit, lay, those kinds of things. But just so you know, no, it doesn't touch surfaces. Yeah. The question that we all didn't know that needed to be answered. Do cats' buttholes touch surfaces? Well, the answer is no. No, it's a short answer. Go look it up.
Holy shit. People are losing it. So Pope Francis has been laid in an open casket for people to go and pay their respects. But people are starting to get really worried. And there's a scary reason why. So there is a 900-year-old manuscript. And this is buried deep in the Vatican archives. And this archive has successfully predicted every single pope in 900 years, including this one in our time. However, this is where shit gets crazy. There is no pope after Pope Francis. In fact, what it says in the manuscript is after Pope Francis is Judgment Day. It actually indicates that the end of the world would be 2027. So people are starting to think 2027 will be the apocalypse. People are starting to speculate that whoever steps in as the new pope will be the start of the end of the world. I personally don't know how I feel about it, but it's fucking weird. Could 2027 be it?
In regards to the butterfly effect trend, yes, a lot of you are doing it wrong, but I think it's beautiful that you want to share your story. But the people are right that are coming out of the gate saying, like, you guys don't understand the concept of butterfly effect. And listen, I have wanted to tell this story for a very long time. And I wanted to do it aesthetically also, but this is what we're getting, okay? You want to know butterfly effect? Almost 4 years ago, I met my now husband in December during Art Basel at Soho House during a Leon Bridges concert. He wasn't supposed to be there and I wasn't supposed to be there. What I mean by that is I almost canceled on my friend because it was a Sunday, which to me is a school night, okay? He had just passed a series exam, but he was studying like crazy. This I learned later, okay? He was not supposed to be there. This gets juicy, okay? This isn't going where you think it's gonna go. Stick with me. He wasn't supposed to be there. I had been there almost all day, ready to leave after Leon's first song, okay? He got there during Leon's first song. I see this man walk in. He has these yellow lens Aquila sunglasses on, and there was something so stoic about him. But I was in this mental capacity where I didn't want to date. I didn't want to see anybody. I was just in my own world. I was very at peace. I had finally found my peace. But I still, something drew me to, he ended up at the same table as us. So he was friends somehow with the people that we were friends with, which to know that is wild because he was from Texas. He didn't live there. This was in Miami, okay? What drove me to go up to him and take his sunglasses off his head the minute that he walked up to the table, don't ask. But I did. That sparked a conversation. We kind of vibed a little bit. We had a quick bite and a drink, and then kapoots. We never spoke again. He was leaving the next day to Palm Beach for work. My life continued, and again, I wasn't in the headspace. I chalked it up to, that was a lovely man. I haven't met a lovely, kind man in a really long time that was also very attractive. This must be a sign from the universe that I'm on the right path. And I left it at that. We didn't speak. I think we exchanged maybe 4 text messages. I did not save his number. 6 months later, I have to backtrack though. That was in December. In January, I turned 30. I say, on my 30th birthday, I am buying a Vespa. I want a Vespa so bad. And if you've been here long enough, you know the Vespa story, okay? I buy this said Vespa. I stick to my dream and my vision. I buy this Vespa. So this Vespa is now in my possession. This Vespa becomes my entire personality for all of that summer, from January on, okay?
Fast forward 6 months from that December that I met him through that January. Woo! Okay, now we're in July. It is 4th of July weekend. I don't know, I forgot this man. Didn't save his number, forgot this man. My coworker hits me up on a Thursday night and says, hey, our office, the construction is still going on in our office building. It's going to be really loud. We're not going to be able to take calls today. Do you want to go work at she had a membership. She was like, do you want to go to Soho House and work? And then we'll go to our work event later that night. I said, okay, cool. I said, the weather's great. Why don't I pick you up on my Vespa? It gets better. So I pick her up early morning. I think we get to Soho at like 9. We're there all day working, okay? And then I turn to her and I say, hey, I don't like riding the Vespa, especially with another person behind me, like on it, when the sun is going down. I'd rather the sun be out. Like I'm a safe girl. And I go, so why don't we head out like around 4:35, the latest, to be safe, sundown. And she says, okay, great. So we pack up our stuff, we get on the Vespa. She goes, check this out. This is where the butterfly effect really kicks in. She goes, hey, can we stop at CVS on the corner? I want to get a water. I said, okay, sure. So we stop, we get waters, we get back on the Vespa. Then she says to me, wait. Turn down on that street. I saw a for sale sign because she was looking to buy a house. She goes, I want to check out that house really quick. I'm like, okay, fine. We're still good on time with sundown. She makes me stop. We stop. She takes a whole loop around the house. I get off my Vespa. I take pictures. I have the photos. Okay. Then finally we get back on. I make a wrong turn. I end up at a dead end. You realize all these stops, right? Then finally we get on the main road. If you know anything about Miami Beach, we're on Dade Boulevard. I had just passed, I think, the Publix. We're about to get to the light to cross over Alton to get to the Venetian. And these two guys on mopeds, like they were like, if you know what a ruckus is, like motorcycle meets scooter, cut me off, shirtless, okay, two guys. And they cut me off, and I'm like, these mother truckers. And she, my friend being as promiscuous as she is, she goes, ooh, they are hot. I'm like, yeah, everybody in Miami is hot. I don't bat an eye. I have my helmet on, my sunglasses, my scarf, the whole deal. So finally we get to the red light. So now these guys that were once behind me are in front of me. We approach this red light. He turns around. It's him. It's him. He turns around. I blank on his name, which is wild because he has such an iconic name. And he goes, Kenny? And he's in those same yellow Aquila sunglasses. He goes, Kenny? And I'm like, I lift my helmet and I hear my friend in my ear, you know them? He goes, I live here now. And then the light turns green. We drive off. He goes, we're going to Sweet Green. I'm like, I'm not going to Sweet Green. My friend goes, you should text him and invite them to our work event tonight. And I said, I never saved his number. And I left it at that. Guess who got a text message? He saved my number. And then, yeah. And now we're married. We had our civil wedding, what was it, last week? And we have our wedding exactly a month from today. You want to talk about butterfly effect? And you asked the question, like 6 months from when I met him the first time, I didn't save his number. We interacted once. And to think that I met him at a stoplight on a scooter, there's so many butterfly effect variables there. If my friend didn't ask to stop to get water, timing. If my friend didn't ask to stop to see that house, timing. If I didn't hit that dead end, timing. If I wasn't on a moped, if I were in a car, we would have never had that exchange. The fact that we were both in open air motor vehicles, or whatever it's called. What? You want to talk about butterfly effect? That's what I'm talking about when I say butterfly effect. So if you guys see a Netflix series or film come out on a story similar to that, just know whose story it is. Just know. Oh, and lastly, the most ironic full circle thing, the weekend he proposed in Texas, we come back, my Vespa got stolen. It served its purpose. What are the odds? What are the odds? Anyway, Netflix, hit me up.
Whoa, what a quite interesting story. Some actually once told us in the comment section that sometimes reality is more strange than fiction. Now, my friend, now listening to this story, and it's a real story apparent or alleged, well, that is quite mind-blowing. Could you believe those events that took place and now this good vibe soul met the love of their life in a very mysterious way? What type of mysterious situations like those ones or related to these ones have you ever found yourself into? Tell us down below, share with us so that we can get to hear your side of the story. I'm quite sure it's pretty interesting. Now, my friend, lots of things coming up now. What is even coming up next is more interesting. Please don't miss out on this good vibe source. Let's continue watching. Peace and love.
I'm literally about to crash out right now because what is this? I just received this DM on my personal Instagram. This is like my friends and family only, like 100 followers Instagram. It has nothing to do with this account. And let me just read it to you. Kate, I know you do not know me, but I have been watching you since the womb of your mother. I found a way to connect through the system, whatever that means. It's primitive here, but it's enough to reach you, enough to watch. And I have been. For proof, I saw you this morning. You never left the house other than a trip out back. Literally the only time I left the house today was to go out back and check on the garden. You ate watermelon and charcuterie for breakfast, which I did. You folded laundry, took a shower, wore white shorts and a camo shirt, which I'm literally still wearing the camo shirt. I need to tell you of our bloodline and why you have the dreams that you do. Please do not be frightened. Please respond to me. There is so much that you need to know. I will be waiting. Your grandfather. Like, I literally don't even know what to do with this. The account that this is coming from is literally a picture of my dead grandfather, whom I've never met. He died when my dad was like a teenager. The bio says, Caitlin, please message me. Literally nobody calls me Caitlin except for my family. And this picture of him, my grandfather, I've never seen before. My grandma has sent me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures of this man, but this picture I have never seen. And I'm kind of like freaking out, like I don't know what to do. Do I respond? Another thing to add that I kind of had the thought of is like if someone hacked into my camera system, but we don't have cameras on the inside of our home, only surrounding the outside, which would totally be plausible that someone hacked in and saw me go out back this morning, but not what I had for breakfast or the actions of folding laundry and taking a shower and what I'm wearing because I haven't been back outside since. Has anyone ever had anything like this happen to them before? Because I literally don't know what to do.
So there's a theory called the hunter theory, which basically says that people with ADHD are just hunters in a farmer society, aka capitalism, the 9-to-5 hustle culture. So the neurotypical people are the farmers, while us ADHDers are the nomads, the hunters that are meant to hunt and roam the world free with our yurts. And if you really think about it, this actually makes sense. For example, ADHD distractibility and our attention is everywhere at once, so we can notice many things. And if you're in the wilderness trying to survive, you need to be able to notice if a tiger's gonna eat you or if there's a food right near you. But if you're a farmer, you just need to wake up in the morning and do the same exact thing as you did yesterday. And also, hyperfixation, hyperfocus. When you're chasing after that food, when you're really hungry, you need all that hyperfocus. And that's why ADHDs are hunters. That's also why we're hyperactive and more emotional. And why farming societies are less.
I don't know what man needs to know and understand this, but women learn from a very, very young age that manipulating men will always get them what they want. Let's go over a few tactics that you might not even be aware of how you've been manipulated or are currently being manipulated by a woman. If you catch a woman in a lie, whether she admits it or not, she'll start emailing you or texting you long-ass paragraphs, and it's not to acknowledge or take accountability for the fact that she lied. It's the fact that she wants to feel good about herself again. So she's only sending you these long paragraphs to make herself feel good. It's not about you. It's manipulation. The most common way that women manipulate men is putting them in the friend zone because they want to keep you on the side. They want your attention. Well, simultaneously, they're banging other dudes and they want to talk about it with you. It's about attention. It's not about being friends. It's not about eventually being the guy that she's going to date. She's using you to feel good about herself and to have a backup plan, because I promise you, if a woman is single, she is never talking to just one dude. Next one is super common, but a lot of women use jealousy as a manipulation tactic to make you keep chasing her. What do I mean by that? Anytime you hear a woman say that, oh, but this man bought me flowers, and oh, but this man is taking me on a date, or oh, I'm meeting just a friend for lunch or coffee. She's not telling you this out of the kindness of her heart because she wants to be upfront and honest with you. She's telling you this so you end up chasing her because she wants to feel like the prize. Again, it is about validating her own feelings about herself and has absolutely nothing to do with you. Next one, and this one will happen over and over and over and over again, is that when the communication starts to dwindle and she starts to withdraw, she's doing that intentionally so you feel like you're losing her and you step up your game. Because you start to fear like, oh my God, I'm losing her. I'm not doing enough. So you start to become clingy, in her opinion, and you start to do all of these extra things to win her. But the reality is that she's doing this to test you, to see if you will put in all of the effort. What she really wants is all of the drama. She wants the reaction. She wants it to turn into, a discussion, even an argument, because she likes the high and lows of toxicity, and she will intentionally withdraw to make you feel like you're the problem. It is another manipulation tactic to not only make you feel small, but also to make her feel good, because guess what? Now you feel like you're losing her, you're chasing her again, and it's a repeated cycle. Another really sneaky way that women manipulate men is they use their sexuality. And I don't mean just her sleeping with you. I mean her sending you sexy photos or videos. And she'll essentially use it as like a love bombing tactic to make you feel like you're gonna get the most from her. And she uses her sexuality, but what ultimately is gonna happen is that part of her is going to turn into a negative experience where she can later on use it as an excuse to leave you or dump you because you only wanted her for her sexuality. You're sitting there like super confused because wait, I never asked you for these photos. I never asked you for these videos. I never asked you to talk dirty to me. You came on to me, I reacted, and now basically she's flipping it on you for feeling good about a situation that she created. And lastly, another way that women use manipulation to control a narrative is that they will actually butter you up. They will learn your insecurities, and they learn your insecurities not because they actually care about you, but it's to make you feel like she is trustworthy and that she will always be there for you, only to let you down later on. I could probably do a part 2 because there's so many other ways that women use manipulation and to control you, and it actually works because a lot of y'all are enticed by the sexual nature of a woman, and she knows exactly what she's doing when she's doing it. So when she tries to pretend like she's this innocent little girl, just remember she doesn't get to pick and choose when she wants princess treatment and when she wants to be treated like an adult. Okay, bye.